Breaking news coming out today. If you're somebody on Social Security or Medicare, you're going to want to watch this video all the way through. Take a look. 2 hours ago, Joe Biden unveils his plan to save Medicare by taxing wealthier Americans. I'm going to share with you all the details of what he had to say today. The White House aims to ensure that Medicare is funded for an additional 2 decades. And here's another one. 17 minutes ago, Joe Biden says new taxes on the rich can help save Medicare. And like I said, Social Security as well, because what we're hearing is that Medicare is going to be running out of funding by 2028, and Social Security is going to be right behind it. We have got solvency issues that need to be resolved, and that's why I've been letting you know here on the channel. That's why in Congress, they're saying 2023 is the year of Social Security. We've been seeing proposals coming out left and right to try to reform them, expand them, extend it, change the way that it's funded through taxation. I let you know, Bernie Sanders released the Social Security Expansion Act, one of the most popular ones that would enhance benefits by $200 per month. In addition to that, I also let you know that recently we heard from Senator Joe Manchin, who said, why don't we just accept the fact that these programs are broken? We're not going to be able to fix them by making cuts or taxation. We've got debt issues. We might just want to redo the entire thing. He said, is there a better way? So, man, there is a lot of things being thrown out right now involving Medicare, Social Security, and I've let you know about Medicaid cuts that are going to be coming here very soon as well. So for more information on those, stick around to the end. But let me get you caught up on the latest coming out just today, this morning, as President Joe Biden is saying he's got a new plan to increase taxes on the wealthy to help save Medicare. So let's dive right in. Before we do me a quick favor, smash the like button. Just takes a second, helps me out a ton. Thank you so much. And if you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not? All you got to do is hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. I'll let you know everything going on and what's available to help out you and your family. And if you want a comprehensive list of every single stimulus check in the nation for states, cities, and counties, a lot of people think there was just the 3 federal checks. No, there's a lot available. And if you're interested in finding out about that list, I've got over 100 different ones at www.reliefroadmap.com. But with that being said, you guys, let's dive into this article and get you caught up on the latest. All right, so as always, link in the description below to this article that came out 20 minutes ago from the time of this recording. I cite all the sources, put them on the screen, read right from them so you can see that it's the latest. Now, this article says that President Joe Biden on Tuesday today, he has proposed new taxes on the rich to help fund Medicare, saying that the plan would help to extend the insurance program's solvency by 25 years and provide a degree of middle-class stability to millions of older adults. And this one is running out here very soon, we're hearing. And like I said, Social Security going to be right behind it. So this is very important because whatever they decide to do for Medicare, likely we'll see a similar plan for Social Security. Now, in his plan, Biden is overtly declaring that the wealthy ought to shoulder a heavier tax burden. His budget would draw a direct line between those new taxes and the popular health insurance program for people older than 65, essentially asking those who've fared best in the economy to subsidize the rest of the population. Let me know your thoughts on that. Should the wealthier have more taxes to help out everybody in the nation? Biden wants to increase the Medicare tax rate from 3.8% to 5% on incomes exceeding $400,000 per year, including salaries and capital gains. The White House did not provide specific cost savings estimates with the proposal, but the move would likely increase tax revenues by more than $117 billion over the next 10 years, according to prior estimates in February by the Tax Policy Center. Now, just right off the top of my head, I'm going to let you know I do not think that is going to make up for the amount that they are falling short. I shared with you in previous videos the amount that came out from the CBO, and it did not look good. I think it was to the tune of about 50 billion shortfalls for Social Security, and I think they said Medicare is substantially larger. So we will see. Now, this modest increase in Medicare contributions from those of the highest incomes will help keep the Medicare program strong for decades to come, Biden wrote on Tuesday in an essay to the New York Times. He called Medicare a rock-solid guarantee that Americans have counted on to be there for them when they retire. Now, more than 65 million people rely on the program that costs taxpayers roughly $900 billion every year. The number of Medicare enrollees is expected to continue growing as the United States population ages. But funding for the program is the problem, with the federal officials warning that without cuts or tax increases, the Medicare fund might only be able to pay out 90% of benefits by the year 2028. Biden suggested Medicare changes are a part of the fuller budget proposal that he plans to release on Thursday in Philadelphia. Pushing the proposal through Congress will likely be difficult with Republicans in control of the House and Democrats holding only a slim majority in the Senate. Now, the proposal is a direct challenge to GOP lawmakers who argue that economic growth comes from tax cuts like those pushed through by former President Donald Trump in 2017. Those cuts disproportionately favored wealthier households and companies. They contributed to higher budget deficits when growth failed to boom as Trump had promised, and the economy was then derailed in 2020 by the pandemic. Now, the conflicting worldviews on how taxes would impact the economy is a part of a broader showdown, as Biden and Congress need to reach a deal to raise the government's borrowing authority at some point this summer, or else the government could default. That is still hanging in the balance and plunge the United States into a debilitating recession. Now, ahead of an expected budget feud and the 2024 campaign session, Democrats have ramped up talks around Medicare, vowing to fend off any Republican attempts to cut the program. Although so far the GOP has vowed to avoid any cuts, as we saw at the State of the Union address. Still, Republican lawmakers have reached little consensus on how to fulfill their promises to put the government on a path towards balancing the federal budget in the next 10 years. Now, last year, members of the House Republican Study Committee proposed raising the eligibility age for Medicare to 67, and this is being proposed for Social Security as well, increasing the eligibility age so people have to wait a little bit longer to receive it so it does not deplete the funds as quickly. Let me know your thoughts on that, which would match Social Security. But that idea hasn't moved forward in a split Congress. Republicans have denied that they plan to cut the programs. A proposal from Senator Rick Scott that would require Congress to reconsider all federal laws every 5 years, including Medicare, has gotten little traction. Raising taxes on Americans who make more than $250,000 to pay for Medicare has broad support among older Americans, according to surveys conducted in recent years by the nonpartisan Senior Citizens League, and that is the cap that we also had from Bernie Sanders for increasing taxation and expanding Social Security by an additional $200 per month. Raising the eligibility age for Medicare, however, is widely unpopular, said Mary Johnson, a policy analyst for the organization. It is very clear they were very much opposed to raising the eligibility, Johnson said in a recent survey. Politicians who try that route might lose supporters, and it can backfire. You can wind up losing your office too, Johnson warned. A very high percentage of seniors are voting in elections. Biden's plan is also intended to close what the White House describes as loopholes that allow people to avoid Medicare taxation on some incomes. Beside the taxes, Biden wants to expand Medicare's ability to negotiate drug costs, which began with the Inflation Reduction Act. Now, the White House said that its budget plan would expand the pharmaceutical drug provisions of the Inflation Reduction Act. More drugs would be subject to price negotiations, other drugs would be brought into the negotiation process sooner, and the scope of the rebates would be expanded. Taken together, Biden's new proposal would help shore up a key trust fund that pays for Medicare, which provides health care for older adults. According to the White House, the changes would keep the fund solvent until 2050, about 25 years longer than currently expected. Changes would also be made to Medicare benefits. Biden wants to limit cost sharing for some generic drugs to only $2. The idea would lower out-of-pocket costs for treating hypertension, high cholesterol, and other ailments. In addition, the budget would end cost sharing for up to 3 mental health or behavioral health visits per year. So there you have it. This just released from President Joe Biden today. Now, as more information comes out, I'll be sure to let you know. And we're expecting to hear a whole lot more on this. We're hearing on Thursday. Now, in addition to that, I let you know the Social Security Expansion Act by Bernie Sanders would expand the benefits by an additional $200 per month, but would increase taxation. And Biden's biggest hangup on it is that he said nobody making less than $400,000 would see a penny extra in taxation. And that particular proposal says $250,000 or more will be taxed. So it's kind of breaking his promise. So let me know your thoughts on that. But if you want to see more details on that, check out this video right here as I cover all the details and let you know what is currently proposed. Not yet passed, but it is a bill that's ready to go. We will see what gets traction in Congress, and I will keep you up to date every step of the way on Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and everything going on. With that being said, you guys, check out that video. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.